Welcome to the podcast. Today, we're diving deep into building your own AI, starting with understanding what AI really is and why creating a custom solution is so attractive.
Yeah, it's fascinating. There's so much potential behind it, right?
Absolutely. So, at the core of it, building your own AI means grasping the fundamentals, what AI actually does, and how it applies to different industries, finance, healthcare, entertainment, you name it.
Yep. Oh, and isn't it interesting that while most AIs we see these days are narrow, a lot of effort is going into tailoring them?
Right, exactly. We're looking at solutions designed to perform specific tasks. It's like instead of buying off the shelf, you create something that fits your exact, requirements.
hmm So the approach is broken down into manageable steps, starting with understanding what AI is, then collecting data, selecting algorithms, and all that jazz.
Yes, and that's really the blueprint. First, you collect data, which is the foundation. Think of it like building a house, you need a solid base. The data can be structured or unstructured, from databases or even images and
Yeah.
text.
And then comes the part I always find interesting, algorithms. How do you decide on the right one for a specific task?
Good question. There's a whole branch of thought there. If you're working with supervised learning, you'll lean on methods like linear regression or decision trees. While for unsupervised learning, you might use clustering techniques like k-means. It's similar to choosing the right tool from your
hmm
toolbox.
But don't you think sometimes people overcomplicate the algorithm choice? Like, what's to say a simple algorithm wouldn't sometimes be enough?
That's a valid point. I mean, sometimes simplicity wins. However, if you're aiming for high precision tasks, the model complexity might be crucial. There's a bit of a balancing act. It's like crafting a recipe. Too many ingredients can overwhelm the dish, but the right mix really brings out the flavor.
Exactly. Speaking of ingredients, the training process seems like a critical part as well. How do you ensure the model learns effectively?
Training is definitely central. It involves feeding data into the algorithm and allowing the model to learn through trial and error. There's always the risk of overfitting or underfitting. If you overfit, the model memorizes the training data. If underfit, it just can't capture the underlying patterns.
Right on. And to measure how well it learns, you need tests, right? That's where splitting data into training, validation, and test sets comes in.
Yep, exactly. Testing the model ensures it generalizes well to new data. Cross validation techniques help verify that the model isn't just lucky with one split of data. It's all about robust performance metrics like accuracy, precision, recall, and the F1 score.
hmm Now, once the training is done and you have a confident model, deploying it is the next big step. What's the thought process there?
Deployment is where theory meets practice. You can deploy your AI model on the cloud or on premise. Cloud options like AWS, Google Cloud, or Azure offer scalability, while on premise might be better if you need tighter security or specialized hardware. Monitoring and maintaining the model post deployment is key, as the system needs regular updates to keep performing accurately.
Definitely. That makes sense. And let's not forget about the role of tools and libraries in this whole process, right?
Right. Oh, yes. Tools like TensorFlow, PyTorch for deep learning, and scikit-learn for more general tasks are game changers. They come with pre-built functions that make experimentation and development a lot more efficient. It's like having an entire workshop at your fingertips.
Absolutely. And what about neural networks? There's so much buzz, especially with deep learning.
Neural networks are essentially the heart of deep learning. Think of them as layers: an input layer, multiple hidden layers, and an output layer that processes information. They're trained using backpropagation, which adjusts connections based on errors. It's like tuning a complex musical instrument. You make small changes to get the perfect chord.
Yeah, I get that. I remember reading that by stacking multiple hidden layers, you can capture really complex patterns. It sounds almost magical.
It does feel pretty magical sometimes, but with magic comes responsibility, especially when we consider ethical issues.
hmm Right. Ethics is such a critical piece. Bias, transparency, and privacy concerns can really make or break an AI project.
Exactly. If your training data has inherent biases, your model will reflect that, leading to unfair outcomes. That's why addressing transparency and explainability is essential, making sure that decisions can be traced and understood. It's not just about tech, it's
Absolutely.
about responsibility.
And sometimes I worry that developers might push ahead without thinking about those ethical considerations enough.
I share that concern too. Building an ethical AI operation should be as prioritized as developing robust algorithms. Failing to do so can lead to issues like discriminatory practices or loss of privacy, which are serious risks.
Completely agree. Now, another challenge is the data itself, quality and quantity. How do developers manage that?
Good question. Data is the lifeblood. You need enough of it, and you need to ensure it's clean and properly pre-processed. That involves a lot of cleaning, normalizing, and transforming it into a usable format for models. The old saying, garbage in, garbage out, completely applies here.
For sure. And then there's continuous learning. The best models are never really finished, are they?
Exactly. AI is an ever evolving field. Continuous improvement by retraining models with new data and techniques is crucial. It's like staying current with trends. As research advances, so should your AI systems.
Right. Speaking of staying current, what do you think the future trends in AI might look like?
Well, it's exciting. The future includes AI automating even more complex tasks, from creative roles like content generation to high precision tasks in robotics. We'll see AI driven creativity and more integration into daily life, revolutionizing industries and the workflow behind them.
Yeah, it's like rapidly evolving. I love that vision, but aren't there still roadblocks in the way, such as resource limitations?
Absolutely, there are. Lack of powerful hardware or skilled developers can really slow progress. And then you have technical hurdles like model complexity and overfitting. It's a challenge, but one that also fuels innovation by getting creative with what's
Right.
available.
And then deploying these models, ensuring scalability and smooth operation. That's all part of the full life cycle in AI development, isn't it?
Yes, totally. Deployment isn't the end of the process, it's just a transition point. Regular monitoring, updates, and tuning help prevent performance decay, ensuring that the AI adapts as new data and scenarios come in.
hmm I think it's really compelling that building your own AI is not just about coding, it's about building an entire ecosystem and, a mindset of continuous learning.
Exactly. It's both a technical and a philosophical journey. With the right skills and a clear vision, even seemingly daunting challenges become opportunities to innovate. It's like you're not just building an AI, you're building the future.
Absolutely. And while there are hurdles along the road, the potential rewards are worth it. A tailored AI solution can truly transform operations in any field.
Yes, indeed. So, if you're ready to challenge yourself and take on the complexities of data, algorithms, and ethics, building your own AI can be an immensely rewarding experience.
It's a journey filled with trial and error, continuous learning, and uh, lots of exciting breakthroughs.
In the end, embracing both the technical challenges and the ethical considerations sets the stage for not just innovative AI, but also responsible AI that serves
Truly,
everyone
truly.
fairly.
And that's what makes this space so dynamic and full of potential. Thanks for laying out those insights today.
My pleasure. Remember, technology is moving fast, and staying curious and open to learning is the key. Until next time, keep innovating and building your own slice of the future.